And now, our feature presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Hood, and welcome to another round of movie reviews. If you enjoyed my first two reviews, thank you. This time around, I'm going to switch it up and review something lighter in tone. My movie of choice for review today is Drumline. So Drumline is a classic coming-of-age story with elements of comedy and drama, released in the holiday season of 2002. It stars Nick Cannon as Devin Miles, a high school graduate with a talent in drumming who enrolls in a fictional black university as part of a marching band. As naturally talented as he is, he's very arrogant and cocky, which leads to conflict both on and off the playing field. As a result, he has to learn the hard way that it takes more than talent to make it to the top, especially if he's going to make sure that his new band has a chance to win against the opposing marching band that's been dominant. So now let's analyze Drumline. It begins with Devin Miles at his high school graduation, and he's very talented at playing the drums. So as part of his high school band's final performance, they perform I Believe I Can Fly. During the performance, and this is the first example of his cocky behavior, they perform slowly, but suddenly Devin goes up tempo and the rest of the band joins in to the arousal of the audience. Now, I Believe I Can Fly was the song back in the day for graduations. Whenever your kid or someone else you knew was graduating from high school or college, that was the go-to song. You couldn't resist singing it. Unfortunately, in spite of its inspirational edge, it has not aged well given what we know now about R. Kelly. The next scene reveals that his cocky nature is a cover for his vulnerability, given that he was abandoned by his father at a young age, and he confronts him and boasts that he made it without him. So clearly his abandonment issues affected him so deeply that it renders him unable to relate to men, particularly as his new band leader, Dr. Lee, is introduced and he tries to drill into him the concept of one band, one sound.
I asked Mr. Miles why his roommate was late. He says he guesses he overslept. I asked why didn't you wake him, and he says he is not his mother. Section leaders, what is our concept?
One band, one sound.
One band, one sound. When one of us is late, we are all late. When one of us looks or sounds bad, we all look and sound bad. So what's the concept?
One band, one sound.
So as Devin begins his marching band training, he develops a rivalry with his section leader, Sean Taylor. The feud between them is very twofold, with Devin's disrespect towards Sean and Sean feeling threatened by Devin's natural talent. This becomes evident as when the freshmen are to audition for rankings P1 through P4, and Devin upstages the entire freshman group to their approval, with the exception of Sean.
Mr. Miles, please play the required piece. It's on the stand. You notice this crab hasn't looked down into sheet music once?
So?
So, who memorizes an audition piece? It's complicated. It's supposed to be read. They expect you to stumble through it.
Like you did.
Mr. Miles, I guess you didn't like the required piece as written.
Nah, I just thought I'd add a little something on the end.
He can play. We all know that, but his attitude is messed up. Now, I've put 3 years into building this line, and the chemistry's great, and I don't want to jeopardize that.
Your line seems to think otherwise.
Their feud reaches a boiling point when Devin, at their first game, takes Sean solo in front of the band. Given a warm reception by the audience, but a reprimandment by Dr. Lee. Meanwhile, Dr. Lee faces pressure from the school's president to change his focus from music to entertainment. But Dr. Lee does not want to compromise as he is very principled. And during his rigorous progress, Devin also finds time to develop a romance with an upperclassman dancer, Layla. And they have their first official date after the first game at a fraternity/sorority party where they make things official. But the most pivotal moment in the film is when Devin's secret is exposed, that he is unable to read music. And Sean, after having grown tired of his cocky attitude, made it his business to expose that secret, leading Dr. Lee to demote him to P4 until he learns to read music.
Mr. Miles, is there a problem?
Feel like playing that whack-ass cadence.
Yo, that was a bitch move, Sean.
It's obvious. Anybody bothered to pay attention?
Personally, I don't give a damn if the boy can't read a book. He's strong and you know it.
Have some respect for your section, Robert. Snares have a standard. It's my job to protect the line, and that's what I did. You don't like it, follow his ass out.
You lied on your application. You lied at your audition when you played the required piece, and you lied to me.
I didn't think it was that big a deal.
Play that. That's the music for next week's game, and you can't read it. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a very big deal. I'm enrolling you in an applied percussion course.
That gives me 5 classes.
Damn right it gives you 5 classes, and it ought to be 10. Especially if you plan on getting back on the line anytime soon.
What you mean getting back on the line?
I mean, now you're a P4. If you cannot read music, you cannot be on my field.
Man, you can't take me off the line. I'm the best drummer you got. And can't no class teach me how to do me.
Excuse me?
Man, doing me is what got me down here in the first place.
No. Lying is what got you down here. And if you don't have the honor and discipline to learn your craft, then quite frankly, Devin, you don't deserve to be here.
After being under pressure again from the school's president, Dr. Lee reluctantly promotes Devin back up to P1 in time for the homecoming game. Needless to say, it ends in disaster when Devin pulls a stunt that And this fiasco finally gives Dr. Lee a reason to kick Devin off the band. This also hurts the relationship that he had with Layla as she attended to introduce him to her parents at the homecoming game. Meanwhile, Dr. Lee confronts Sean about his feud with Devin and tells him that he's lost sight of his leadership of the band. And it says, get it together. Meanwhile, Devin tries to get a proposal to Morris Brown, who is the opposing band. And once he realizes that that band's director was trying to steal A&T's performance ideas, he realizes that his heart and honor are still with A&T's marching band and returns to the school. And this also sets up the moment when Devin and Sean finally end their feud and come together as Devin begins to learn to read music.
Dr. Lee, know you in here wasting tape.
You even allowed in the building?
Look, man, I got some stuff in my head I need to put down, so hurry up with your little rudimentary shit.
I had it with your no-talent wannabe gangster ass. You want to prove once for all that I'm better than you? Strap up.
Bring it on, big brother Tin Man.
Take your time,
Yeah,
Jerry.
whatever.
Fake thug little wannabe drummer boy.
Whatever, you big bald-headed bougie, my first drum having.
No method man.
Yeah, fluff daddy. Say I'm better than you.
Try to hear you.
You ain't heard me since I stepped on campus.
Cause I know what you about.
You know shit about me. What? Yeah, I'm the man.
You the man.
That's what I'm talking about.
So go on and be the man. Without the line. You're the best, Devin. But when you're in the field, nobody hears you. They hear the band. What band?
In the process of learning to read music, Devin also collaborates with Sean in helping the band prepare for the BET Classic, a marching band competition in which Morris Brown had been undefeated for 4 years. Dr. Lee becomes impressed with Devin for his improved attitude, and his gratitude for helping the band prepare allows him to play at the tiebreaker between their band and my conclusion is Drumline is one of the best coming-of-age movies ever made in the 21st century. It shows college-bound black people, which I appreciate because we need more positive representation in that regard. Plus, I can relate to the main character wanting to find meaning in college life, because that was me in so many ways when I went to college, as I joined many student-led organizations like Verbal Wings Improv, Satellite for Students by Students, where I wrote articles in regards to entertainment, and joined Dragon Boat Racing. I'm proud of those experiences because I made friendships along the way and contributed to college life. Plus, this movie is very inspiring and can teach lessons about teamwork, leadership, and ultimately redemption. I recommend this movie to everyone. Peace!